Hi, I'm Alan Reid from the Alan Reid Experience, and you're listening to Live Prog with Marcel Hasta.
Late 1994, I visited my very first concert ever, a festival organized by SI Music. And one of the bands that performed there really made a huge impression on me. And back then they had just released, well, very closely after one another, 2 albums. These albums, A Midsummer Night's Dream and The Winter's Tale. And I am talking, of course, of Red Jasper. These albums really fit well together. You know what? They should have made this into a double album. Hello, I am Marcel Haster. You are watching Live Prog, and this is a new release by Red Jasper, A Midsummer Night's Dream and The Winter's Tale. What do you know? We had to wait a couple of years, but finally we have the albums I just showed you in a 2 CD set with a different cover and the track listing. Those of you who follow my reviews know that I have already reviewed 2 Red Jasper releases. Sting in the Tail, the second LP, now available on CD, and Action Replay, the only live album ever recorded by Red Jasper. Now, I mentioned that Action Replay kind of made the way towards this release because that album landed them a deal with SI Music. Well, and on that label, A Midsummer Night's Dream and The Winter's Tale have been released. There's a lot to say about these albums. Of course, the titles from Shakespeare. And that all fits in the whole view I had of the band back in 1994 when I saw them. I gotta be honest, the one person that kind of caught my eye and captured me was the frontman, Davy Dodds. The way he looked, he could have walked right out of the Shakespearean era. The way he was dressed, the pipe he had, you know, the beard and everything, the mandolin he was playing, the tin whistles he was playing, and of course also the way he sang.
Seated at the laden table, set with food and wine in plenty, he took the pleasure picture in, all the ladies' eyes were glittering.
I gotta say, after that show I immediately bought these 2 albums. And I'm very happy that now they are re-released, because unfortunately the SI label went down, had a small restart, but for many years a lot of music on that label has been unavailable. But thanks to Angel Air Records in the UK, we now can also enjoy this one again, and finally put together in one box as they should have been, because musically they are very similar, and it could have been one album because the whole style is identical on both albums. The songs are different. The link between the albums is also stressed by what I consider to be my absolute favorite track, a very epic piece called Dreamscape. Parts 1 and 2 are on A Midsummer Night's Dream, and the conclusion, part 3, was on The Winter's Tale. It's a very big piece. Back in '94 I saw the whole part played live, which was very impressive, you know, and it's a real progressive, folky track. That is the general sound on this album. It's a nice blend of the folk music and the modern neo-progressive rock. There are also some more modern sounding tracks on this one. Virtual Reality, for example, is more. It's a lot of synthesizer sounds, very spacey, by Lloyd George. Very nice, one of my favorite tracks as well. Of course, there are these real typical folky parts like Gene's tune, Sonnet 1. Which is also very beautiful, the opener of the album. There's one track that I knew of this band before I saw them, because it featured on an SI compilation disc, and that is a song that a lot of people might know. It's called Invitation to Dance, and I think that track absolutely shows you what Red Jasper was all about in the 90s, because it has the folky parts, the mandolin very much, but also some real progressive parts. Good guitar work, nice drum work, fantastic song. And the last track I'm going to mention of that album, which is an absolutely stunning track, especially live, is Treasure Hunt, an instrumental track. Wow, stunning work by Robin Harrison on that one. A lot of guitars, you know, fantastic solo, really awesome. It's a really fantastic track.
I am the magician, I am the shaman. I want a video, stereo, radio, I want a new computer game. I want the toy advertised on the TV, all the kids have got one, gotta have the same. I want an aftershave status symbol, something expensive from my wife to make me feel.
Okay, moving on to the second disc now. I already mentioned it has a link with the rest, and there are a couple of songs that kind of link back to each other, because we have the song called The Night Visitor, which is Dreamscape Part 3 on this one, but we also have Ship on the Sea, Gene's song, and on the other disc, Midsummer Night's Dream, we had a Gene's tune. Now that's a very folky song, which is basically Davy Dodds with his mandolin and singing. So a very beautiful song as well. The lyrics on this one are a bit more dealing about things you see in present day life, sometimes linked to ancient events, some pagan beliefs, which you find in the Shaman song. This track was also on the Action Replay album, but in a slightly different version, which deals about the pagan belief of the winter solstice, and also the link to Christmas. Very interesting, just listen to the song, listen to the words, but also Bread and Circuses, which deals with, well, the situation on the wars in the world and links back to the gladiator fights in the arenas.
Hey, did you watch the box last night? The neighbors in the street, they were having a rare old time. Did you catch the news? Did you hear?
In addition to the existing material, there are 3 additional songs on this collection. On the first disc, Midsummer Night's Dream, 2 live versions have been added, Virtual Reality and Dreamscape Parts 1 and 2. On the second disc, The Winter's Tale, there's only 1 additional song, Sonnet 2 Live. So a little bit of extras, a new package, new liner notes as well, but the most important thing is that A Midsummer Night's Dream and The Winter's Tale are available again. I gotta say, these 2 albums have been with me since 1994. I've played them very regularly. I love them very much. I never thought I would ever do a review of them. I am very happy that they are back in stock, back on the market, available to music fans, and especially, you know, if you're not familiar with Red Jasper, this is the one you really must have. Plain and simple. Even if the older albums maybe not appeal to you that much, I can imagine that, but these 2, come on guys, you really gotta have. These are absolutely brilliant albums. I love them very much. I hope you will too. A Midsummer Night's Dream and The Winter's Tale by Red Jasper.